What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. This is break number 660. We got a case of 2024-25. This is Premier League Select. New item, Premier League Select 2024-25. We're doing a case break, 12 boxes. Good luck, my friends. Thank everybody that's in the break. Thank you very much. Thank everybody for getting all their payments in a timely manner. Makes it a lot easier for us to just rip for you guys. Good luck, my friends. 12 boxes. Here they come. Boom. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boxes. How about we do it this way? 5 and 1. 6 boxes. And I think you guys can see those 6 boxes. There we go. I'm going to start with that one. Good luck, everybody. Three autos or memorabilia cards per box. 3 per box. Make sure I got everything for you guys. I got all my top loaders ready. Everything's ready. Here we go. Box number 1. There it is. I'm like, where is it? There it is. There you go. Empty box. Let's see how we got these here. Okay, got it. All right, first box is open. It's always the hardest one to open. Here we go, guys. Good luck. That's El Canus on the future silver. Liam Delap on the silver prism. Rasmus. Archie Gray on the brown checkerboard. That is 90 out of 125, I believe. 90 of 125 on the Archie Gray brown checkerboard. We got a blue João Felix on the color match. Blue João Felix, that's not numbered. Unstoppable Leon Bailey on the silver prism. Our first patch goes to Everton. Everton on the first patch. That's Jared Branthwaite. Wow. That's a pretty big patch there. Here we go. And grab out the proper penny sleeves. There we go, Jared Branthwaite, Everton on the first patch. That is a purple patch, 9 out of 49. 9 out of 49. Equalizer, Declan Rice on the silver prism. Wilfred Ndidi on the silver. João Felix. On the purple, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, that's 137 out of 149. Red, Tyler Dibling, rookie. Red rookie for Tyler Dibling. We got a redemption on our auto. Matoma on the silver snapshot. Our redemption, we'll use De Bruyne. Pitch side signatures. Pitch side signatures. That's Diddler Drogba. (2024) Select EPL checklist. 2024 EPL Select checklist. Sorry guys, I forgot to pull this up ahead of time. Let me see where this goes. I forget where Drogba plays. If anybody can tell me, that'll help, but I'm still gotta check it out. Autographs. This is a pitch side signature. There we go. Pitch side signature of Drogba. It's card number 17. Because that's the wrong freaking set. Chelsea. That's going to Chelsea. Sorry, guys. That's going to Chelsea. Can I say the name on the hits? Like what? Kevin De Bruyne? You want me to say Manchester City? You don't know where that goes? 137 or 140. I can definitely try. Absolutely. But I'm not gonna on the silver prisms and stuff like that. I'm not saying the names. I don't have the time to sit here and say the names on every silver prism. So, but on the numbered cards, absolutely. Archie Gray on the Future Silver Prism. Kepa on the blue, not numbered. We got a pink of Kamada. Pink of Kamada, Crystal Palace, 32 out of 99. 32 of 99. On the purple and white, we got Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes, that's not numbered. On the tie-dye, Marcus Tavernier. Marcus Tavernier for Bournemouth. That is numbered 19 out of 25. 19 of 25. On the red, we got Ethan Nwaneri. That one is not numbered. Nicholas Jackson on the silver equalizers. That is Daniel Munoz on the silver. Mohamed Kudus. That is for West Ham on the purple. Purple, 83 out of 149. 83 of 149. On the purple and white, that is Paqueta, Lucas Paqueta. Jared Brandwaith on the silver prism. And our last hit of the break of this box, Joshua Zirkzee, Manchester United. It's not from any specific game, so it is not player worn. This is not numbered. Are you kidding me today? Are you joking? There we go. It's my first time breaking this stuff, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me for the first few boxes while I get my legs under me. Alright, that was box one. Yeah, we can't be having 13 minutes each box. It's going to take over 2 hours we do that way. Need to get this going. Oh, thank you. All right, box number 2. Here we go. On the orange, that is Declan Rice for Arsenal. Declan Rice for Arsenal, 63 of 75. Pedro Lima on the red. That one's not numbered. Lucas Bergvall on the future silver. Renato Vega on the silver. Archie Gray. On the orange, Jordan Pickford. That is 654 of 75 for Everton. Lucas Bergvall on the silver. Liam Delap on the Unstoppable Silver. Our patch. It's a dual patch for Palace. Dual patch for Crystal Palace. We got Easy and Mark Gouet on the double patch. That one is not numbered. Alexander Isak on the silver prism. Jack Clark on the red for Ipswich. That is Pedro Lima on the camouflage. That is 1 out of 101 of 150. 101 of 150 on the camo. Silver of Adam Wharton. James Madison on the silver snapshot. That is a pitch side signature of Gianfranco Zola. Gianfranco Sola. That is a pitch side signature. Going to Chelsea. Joshua Xerxes on the Unstoppable. Jean Richard Bellegarde on the silver. On the brown checkerboard, Andres Pereira. That is 65 out of 125 for Fulham. Samuel Amo Amayu on the blue. Alejandro Garnacho on the silver snapshot. Harvey Elliott on the auto. Harvey Elliott for Liverpool. Nice auto for Liverpool. That is futures of Chelsea's Mark Guiu. Anthony Gordon on the purple and white. On the purple to I think it's 149, Declan Rice. 32 of 149 for Arsenal. Anthony Robinson on the silver. That is box number 2. Box number 2. All the colored not refractors, this isn't tops. All the colored prisms will be top loaded after the break. All silver prisms will be penny sleeved at least. So all of these this type. All the reds, purples, and blues. All these silver prisms will be penny sleeved. Box number 3. Box number 3. Here we go. On the pink, Nicholas Jackson. That is for Chelsea. That is 25 of 99. 25 of 99. On the purple and white, that is Jack Harrison. Chris Wood on the silver prism. Our first hit of this box, Diego Jota for Liverpool on the patch. Cool patch with the little thread right there going through the middle. That one is not numbered. Pedro Neto. Mitoma. Orange, that is Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Taylor Harwood-Bellis, that's for Southampton. 71 of 75. 71 of 75. Calvert Lewis on the blue. That one is for Everton. That is Omari Hutchinson on the silver future for Ipswich. Our next patch goes to Kamada. Daichi Kamada. That is for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace on the patch, not numbered. Silver Unstoppable of Cody Gakpo for Liverpool. That's Bernd Leno for Fulham. Alex Iwobi for Fulham. That is 17 out of 150. 17 of 150. Jack Hinshelwood on the red, and on the red not numbered. Embuemo on the silver. Could possibly sign with United. Our autograph for Aston Villa. That is Emiliano Martinez, goaltender. That is a purple auto, not numbered. Auto, not numbered. For Villa. These camos are actually pretty nice. Solanke on the silver prism. There's Alexis McAllister on the red, not numbered. On the brown checkerboard, Dara O'Shea. That one is 27 of 125. That goes to Ipswich. Emiliano Martinez on the blue and white. Freddie Cagdiolu on the tie-dye to 25. That's 22 of 25 for Brighton. Jean Richard Bellegarde on the blue, not numbered. Caicedo on the silver. Jadon Sancho on the silver. And that is box number 3. Box number 4. Box number 4. Here we go. That is a camouflage of Areola, goaltender for West Ham. That is 66 of 150. 66 of 150. Alexander Isak on the red. We got a pink of Trossard. That is for Arsenal. Pink for Trossard, Arsenal. 11 out of 25. 11 out of 25. Our next hit is Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro for Man United. On the patch. Not numbered. Equalizer of Kulusevski. Virgil van Dijk on the purple and white. On the camo, Costa Nedeljkovic. That is for the Hammers, Aston Villa. 126 out of 150. I'm sorry, not the Hammers. I thought that was West Ham symbol. That's for Villa to 150. Emil Smith Rowe on the blue. And Anthony Robinson on the silver. That is Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis on the patch for City. This is also not numbered. Evan Ferguson, silver. Jared Bowen on the silver. On the brown checkerboard, that's Brennan Johnson for Tottenham. Brennan Johnson, 125 out of 125 on the bookend. 125 of 125. Nick Pope on the red. Saka on the silver equalizers. Our next hit is an auto of Jens Lehmann. That is goaltender for Arsenal, Jens Lehmann. Or Jens Lehmann. Jean Duran. Phil Foden on the silver. On the orange, that's Lenny Yoro for United. That is 51 of 75. Kobe Mainoo on the blue for United. Orange, there's Erling Haaland. Haaland on the field level, 30 out of 75 for City. Marcus Sensi, red. Unstoppable João Pedro. Hyung Min Son on the silver. And that is box number 4. Box number 5. Got another redemption coming. Oh, these packs suck. Box number 5, here we go. Camo, we got Matthias Jensen. Matthias Jensen, that is 6 out of 150. That is going to Brentford. Jack Harrison on the red. That is Leif Davis on the white rookie. White rookie, that's 10 out of 20 for Ipswich. 10 out of 20. Morgan Rogers on the purple, not numbered. Unstoppable, that is Morgan Gibbs White. And Anthony Semenyo. Frozen. We frozen? Still? I'm not showing it's frozen. João Pedro on the brown checkerboard. That is 125 out of 125. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the red. Thanks. Mohamed Salah on the silver equalizer. That is Andre Onana on the memorabilia. And again, not from any specific game and not numbered. Konsa on the silver snapshot. Tyler Dibling. If you guys are having issues, we're also simulcasting this live on YouTube. Breaks and Takes 2 on YouTube. You can go there, and it's being recorded and simulcast live there also. Purple, Kevin De Bruyne. Purple Kevin De Bruyne on the field level, 3 out of 140. 3 out of 140. So these are 140, not 149. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was 149. My bad. All right, Cunha, the newest United player. Matson on the future. That is a dual mem of Dwight McNeil and Jared Branthwaite. That is going to Everton on the dual. Everton on the dual, not numbered. De Bruyne on the unstoppable silver. James Maddison on the silver. Virgil van Dijk on the base. That is Anthony Elanga on the orange for United. Nottingham Forest. I forgot that he's not there anymore. 24 out of 75. I miss him, I guess. Jadon Sancho on the blue. McAllister on the equalizers. Anthony Gordon on the silver. Konak on the silver. Our redemption. Select Signatures Premier League. Card number 30. That is going to, I believe, Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry. Come on, focus. Thierry Henry. Is that Arsenal? I couldn't remember if he was Arsenal or Liverpool. Thank you, Sounds. I always get that messed up. That auto goes to Arsenal. Box number 6. My goodness. These packs are a mess. The way they do this is a mess. Another redemption is coming. It goes to Arsenal. Thierry Henry goes to Arsenal. It's on the checklist. If you need me to show you the checklist, I will go to the checklist. I've already looked it up on the checklist just to verify what Sound of Soccer said. That is going to Arsenal. Would you like me to show you guys? I have no problem. No, I'm not being sarcastic, my friend. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand. I did double check it. Trust me. Yeah, the last redemption. Thierry Henry. Is that who you're talking about? Thierry Henry? This one? JME cards. I need to know what you're talking about. Oh, you're being sarcastic. It's been a long day for me, JME. I'm sorry, bud. I wanted everybody to make sure it's all right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing up. I needed to make sure because I don't like screwing up for you guys. I like you guys to get what you need, your guys' cards. I'm sorry, dude. I misunderstood you. We got a new one here though. Another that one's pretty cool. Jeremy Doku, and that is a nice 36 of 49 on the tie-dye. Or not tie-dye, on the camo. It's alright, buddy. It's alright. Trust me. Like I said, it's been a long day. Ramon Sosa. So I thought you were saying, does it... Oh, that's a nice shield card of Brentford. Make sure that gets top-loaded for you guys. Martinez on the orange. That is for Aston Villa to 75, 49 of 75. Phil Foden on the red. All right, Lucas Bergvall on the pink. That is 24 out of 25 for Tottenham. For Tottenham. Nice hit. And we got for Tottenham on the double patch, we got Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall. Two solid rookies for them. That is Canus on the silver. Hutchinson silver. That is Christopher Nkunku on the 71 out of 150 on the camo. Emil Smith-Rowe on the purple and white. Finally, you got some Spurs. There you go. AI, there you go, buddy. Dude, I hate the way that Topps or Panini does this case. They need to do it cleaner. Leon Bailey on the unstoppable. How about for Chelsea, a nice pitch side signature. That is Giuliano Belletti. Giuliano Belletti on the pitch side signature. He looks like he's a definite legend. Looks like he's a legend at Chelsea. There we go. This is the last year they have Premier League. Oh, okay. So they just don't give a shit. Declan Rice on the equalizers. Cole Palmer on the silver. That is a brown checkerboard of Anthony Gordon. It's an Arsenal and Chelsea night. 21 out of 125. Jack Grealish on the blue. Anthony Gordon is for Newcastle. That is Matoma on the silver. Archie Gray on the future silver. Leif Davis on the silver. purple of Michael Golding. Michael Golding on the purple. That is 74 out of 140 for Leicester. 75 of 140. Taverniers on the red. And there is our redemption. That is our redemption for this box. And our redemption is Signature Premier League. Come on. This YouTube camera is driving me freaking insane today. Come on. Focus. Thank you. Signature Premier League. Card number 8. Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson. That is going to Brighton. That is going to Brighton. That is a nice one for Brighton. There you go, Zoe. All right, box number 7. Box number 7. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. See, why can't all the packs be like this? To me, this is how all the packs should be. All right, box number 7. Here we go. That is a tie-dye. Tie-dye of Darwin Nunez. 38 out of 49 for Liverpool. Nice hit for Liverpool right there. Roman Dixon on the red. Carlos Forbes on the silver. Jared Branthwaite on the silver. Pink of Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes on the pink. That is 6 out of 99. 6 out of 99. Kevin De Bruyne on the silver. Danny Welbeck on the equalizers. That is Kobe Mainoo on the patch for United. Kobe Mainoo on the patch for United. Another patch not numbered. Ryan Gravenberch. Silver for Liverpool. Miles Lewis-Skelly for Arsenal on the blue, purple and white. There's Bruno, who decided to stay at United. Ryan Atanuri on the silver. And that is Danny Murphy for Liverpool, legend on the auto. Danny Murphy, Liverpool legend on the auto. Aaron Ramsdale on the equalizer. Rasmus Højlund on the silver prism. Orange, that is Iliman Ndiaye, and that is for Everton. That is 24 out of 75 for Everton. Tyrick Mitchell on the blue. John Stones on the silver snapshot. For Liverpool on the auto, Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres, and that one is actually numbered 5 out of 49. 5 out of 49 on the purple auto, Fernando Torres. Liverpool. This is a Liverpool box. 2 Liverpool autos. One is to 49. On the brown checkerboard, that is Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali, that is for Newcastle, 36 of 125. Adam Armstrong, silver. Kobe Mainu on the silver. On the purple, we got Alexander Isak. That one is not numbered. On the camo, we got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is number 39 out of 150. Jamie Vardy on the silver. And that is box number 7. I know we need some case hits. We need some, we need something. I mean, we've had some legend autos, which is nice, but box number 8. Box number 8. Stained glass would be sick. Stained glass, artistic impression, and visionary. Of course, here we go again. Back to being backwards. Luis Diaz on the artistic impression. Going to Liverpool on the case hit. There we go. There's our first one. Nice hit for Liverpool. And now we have a honeycomb. Now we have a honeycomb coming. So we get an artistic impression and a honeycomb in the same box. All right, guys, box number 8. Box number 8. Here we go. Rasmus Højlund on the equalizers. That is Stan Collymore for Nottingham Forest. Stan Collymore on the auto. Snapshots of Tyler Dibling. Archie Gray on the field level, blue. Camo of Roman Dixon. Roman Dixon for Everton, 139 out of 150. Jeffrey Lerma on the red. On the blue tie-dye, blue camo, excuse me. Blue camo, 7 out of 49. That's Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea. Jamie Vardy, that's for Leicester on the blue. Ugachuru for Southampton on the silver. Mohamed Kundus. Sandro Tonali on the pink. Sandro Tonali. That is 36 out of 99. 36 of 99. Liam Delap on the purple and white. And our honeycomb goes to Maximilian Kilman. Maximilian Kilman, and that goes to West Ham. West Ham on the honeycomb. Yeah, congrats to whoever got West Ham. That is a pink snapshot of Matías Cunha. That is 24 out of 25. 24 of 25. That is a Brennan Johnson Tottenham uniform. Tottenham on the patch, Brennan Johnson. Not from any specific game. And not numbered. Morgan Rogers on the silver equalizer. Igor Thiago, silver. That is a brown checkerboard of Minta. That is for Brighton, 113 out of 125. Yankuba Minta. Pedro Neto on the red. The cheap seats are getting some hits, yes. Cheap seats are getting some hits. That's nice to see. Lewis Hall for Newcastle on the futures. That is for Aston Villa. Amado Onana. Onana on the patch. That one is not numbered. Kai Havertz. That is Phil Foden on the silvers. That is a Diego Jota on the brown checkerboard. That is 10 out of 125 on the field level. Roman Dixon on the purple. Not numbered. And that is the end of box number 8. Box number 8. All right, box number 9. Box number 9. This one's going to have a stained glass. All right, we got a call for a stained glass in this box. These cards drive me nuts. The separators, or spacers, I guess they're called. They drive me frickin' insane. I know it's to keep the weight of the boxes the same, so people can't weigh the boxes and know where the patches are and stuff, but Jesus Christ. Alright, box number 9. Box number 9. Cucurella, Kuleveski. That is Rodrigo Munoz on the silver unstoppable. Or future, excuse me. Joshua Zirkzee on the patch auto. That's our first patch auto. That is Joshua Zirkzee. That's going to United. 37 out of 49. 37 of 49. Nice hit for United on the patch auto. That makes me happy. I'm a United fan. That was a beautiful card. Fabio Carvalho. That is 119 out of 140 for Brentford. Bruno Guimaraes on the red. Rasmus Højlund on the equalizers. For Arsenal on the auto, Jack Wilshere. Premier League signatures, Jack Wilshere for Arsenal. I think this is another legend auto. That is not numbered. Tyler Dibling on the snapshot rookie silver. That is a purple and white of Didier Drogba. That is for Chelsea and not numbered. Purple Leon Bailey to 140. Purple, that is 74 out of 140. Rodri on the silver. That is a white Brennan Johnson. Nice hit for Tottenham. White to 20. That's 10 out of 20 on the white Brennan Johnson. Nice hit for Tottenham. Almost color match. And that's black and white. They're blue and white, of course. Kevin De Bruyne on the red. Harvey Barnes unstoppable. Lucas Paqueta on the silver. Pink. That is Kaoru Mitoma. Kaoru Mitoma for Brighton, and that is 37 out of 99. 37 of 99. Sergio Aguero on the silver. Equalizers of Ollie Watkins. Our patch goes to, that's Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish on the patch for City. Not numbered. Yanoi Wisa on the silver snapshot. That is a purple and white of James Tarkowski for Everton, not numbered. That is a brown checkerboard of Thomas Susek. That is 1 out of 125 for West Ham. And that is box number 9. Box number 9. Box number 10. Wasn't a stained glass Sound Soccer, but was a nice patch auto. Just a heads up, that purple you keep mentioning, it's not numbered, is multicolor. Yeah, purple and white, yes sir. Purple and white, and they're all gonna be top loaded after the break. Yes sir. All the purple and whites, all the reds, and all the blues will be top loaded after the break, my friends. Oh, who was the patch auto? How about for Man United? It was Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee to 49. So JME, okay, buddy? I'm going to be top loading and penny sleeving those all after the break, my friend. Anything that's color gets top loaded. All the silver prisms will be penny sleeved, my friends. So, Sony Marsh, AI, did you move over there to YouTube? Yeah, no problem, my friend. Absolutely, bud. Absolutely. I've got you. Wish I could open the packs. Packs are driving me insane. There's another one of those. Alright, here we go. Box number 10. There is a blue camo of Semenyo. Semenyo 43 out of 49. Hudson Odoi on the red. That is Onkukwu on the silver. Keen Lewis Potter on the silver. On the camo, green camo this time, that is Josko. Okay, I'm just going to say the last name. Gvardiol for Man City, 117 of 150. Cole Palmer on the silver field level. Jean Duran for Aston Villa on the pink. That is 1 out of 25 on the pink. 1 out of 25 on the pink. And Phil Foden, is that an auto or a patch? It is a patch of Phil Foden for City. Phil Foden for City. Aston Villa's done pretty well. Morgan Rogers on the equalizers. On the purple and white, we got Mikkel Damsgaard. That is a purple field level of Kai Havertz for Arsenal. Kai Havertz for Arsenal, that is 118 out of 140. Evan Ferguson on the silver. Darwin Nunez to finish the first half of box number 10. Here we go. That is Lewis Hall for Newcastle. Lewis Hall on the silver. That is for Tottenham on the auto. Vicaro. Goaltender Guillermo Vicario. For Tottenham on the auto. This is not numbered. Kai Havertz unstoppable. Allison Becker on the silver. David Beckham on the field level. That is Sasa Lukic. Sasa Lukic for Fulham. 104 out of 125 on the brown checkerboard. That is Sugawara on the purple and white. Kundus on the equalizers. That is for Tottenham again. That is Dimitar Berbatov. Dimitar Berbatov on the auto for Tottenham. That again is not numbered. Nice hit for Tottenham. Tottenham picking up a couple of autos. Easy on the silver snapshot. Fabio Carvajal on the purple and white. Pink of Joshua Zirkzee. That is a pink to 99, 82 of 99. Mavididi on the silver. And Muriel on the finish the box. Two boxes to go, guys. Two boxes to go. Box number 11. Course. Did Leicester City give up? I don't know. Did they? Are you just getting here, how? Hale or how? Leicester's had a few hits. I don't know if anybody saw that or not, so looks like we have a visionary coming. Visionary case hit incoming. At the bottom of that stack. That stack right there. Here we go, guys. Box 11. Oscar Bob on the future. Lerma, silver. Mickey Moore on the brown checkerboard. That is 68 of 125. Brian Mbueno on the red. Calvert-Lewin on the silver unstoppable. That is Chadi Riyad. Chadi Riyad for Crystal Palace on the auto. Crystal Palace, Chadi Riyad. Not numbered. Heung-min Son on the equalizers. Lucas Bergvall on the purple and white. Abdul Fattah on the unstoppable. Miles Lewis Skelly. That is a purple of Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea, 56 of 140. Smith Rowe on the red. Lucas Paqueta on the silver snapshot. Victor Moses for Chelsea on the auto. Victor Moses for Chelsea. Another auto not numbered. That's a nice Jeremy Doku for City on the tie-dye to 25. 14 out of 25. Sammy Smodics on the purple and white. That is a camo of Lucas Paqueta. That is 141 out of 150. Jack Hinshelwood. Purple on the blue. On the blue. Jordan Pickford on the snapshot. That is Dominic Solanke on the patch for Tottenham. Dominic Solanke. James Ward-Prowse on the pink. James Ward-Prowse on the pink. That is 26 out of 99. Semenyo on the purple and white. Our visionary goes to Brighton. Kaoru Mitoma on the visionary. There you go, Zoe. Told you I liked you. Nice hit. Congratulations. Nice hit. Timber on the equalizers. Bergvall on the silver field level. And that, my friends, is box number 11. Box number 11. Last box, magic time. Okay. Who are we looking for again, Jamie? Who are you looking for again? Nice, Zoe. Nice. Here we go. You got 3 teams for the kids. You do baseball. Nice. Here we go, my friends. Matoma on the silver snapshot. That is for Crystal Palace. That is Easy and Guhi on the double patch. Double patch. All right, 11 more packs to go. Here we go. That is Bruno Fernandes on the camo. Bruno Fernandes on the camo, 48 out of 150. On the purple and white, we got Declan Rice and Jordan Pickford. If you don't know who Bruno Fernandes plays for, it is Manchester United. My boys at Man U. Okay, sorry. As bad of a season as we had this year, I should not be all excited. All right, we got Rodri, Keta, Declan Rice equalizers. That is a Bruno Fernandes on the pitch side or field level. All right. On the orange, field level, that is Dominic Zabalea. Lay? Can never say his last name. Liverpool, orange, 65 of 75. Mark Flecken on the blue. Bruno, who? Yes, and he's not going to Saudi. I'm so happy he's going to be back with United next year. He is not going to Saudi. He told them no today. Oh, shit! Wow. Holy crap. Is Manchester City in the house? Who's got Manchester City? If you're in the house... Wow. Erling Haaland on the stained glass. Haaland on the stained glass for City. Holy shit. I know it's still early and I'm probably cussing and there's kids watching, but wow. Wow. I'm sorry to the kids out there. I know it's summertime. So sorry. Holy cow. Wow. Congrats to the City spot. Whew. When I flipped that over, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Ahmad, purple for Manchester United, 70 of 140. And Bueno on the red. Holy cow. Leon Bailey on the unstoppable. Jack Hinchelwood. Bruno. Last 6 packs. Unstoppable of Gundogan. For Southampton on the auto, Jan Bednarik. Jan Bednarik. This auto is not numbered. What is that? 4 case hits in this one case? Wow. Brown checkerboard of Leno. Leno for Fulham. That is 31 out of 125. Nick Pope on the purple. What was the 4th? Honeycomb. Yep. Crazy, right? 4 in one case. Branthwaite. Mateta. I was not expecting that Haaland, as you guys can tell. Nicholas Jackson. Pau Torres. Nice patch of Pau Torres. We're going to recap after these last couple packs. Dan Byrne on the pink, that's to 99, 43 of 99. Ollie Watkins on the red. And our last pack. We'll get a recap in. Get rid of that crap. That is Archie Gray for Tottenham on the future. Rodri for City. And our last card is easy. Alright guys, let me clear this table off a little bit. And then I will grab our recap and we will get to it. Because we got a lot to recap. Alright, here we go for the recap. To 140 on the purple. To 140 on the purples. Here we go. Ahmad. We got Enzo Fernandez, Kai Havertz, Leon Bailey, Fabio Carvalho. We got Michael Golding, Kevin De Bruyne, Declan Rice, Mohamed Kunias, Kevin De Bruyne again. eBay, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Sorry about that. Thanks, JME. Let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see it better. There we go. Alright, here we go. We got these are to 150. To 150. So they should have been before the 140s, but oh well. Shit happens. Alright, we got Bruno. We got Lucas Paqueta, Gavardiol, Dixon, Calvert-Lewis, Lewin, Nkunku, Jensen, Neto Jehovic, Areola, Iwobi, and Lima. Alright. These are the 125. We got Leno, Mickey Moore, Sasa Lukic. We got Tomas Susek, Diego Jota, Minta, Tonali, Gordon, Pedro, Brennan Johnson, O'Shea, Pereira, and Archie Gray. These are the pinks to 99. Dan Byrne, James Ward-Prowse, Joshua Xerxes. We got Mintoma, Tonali, Barnes, Nicholas Jackson, and Kamada. These are the oranges. These oranges are to 75. We got Zabalai. Again, Liverpool. Don't know how to say his last name. Ndaye, Martinez, Elanga. That's Holland. Euro, Harwood Bellis, Rice, Pickford. On the blue camo, Semenyo, Nicholas Jackson, Darwin Nunez, and Jeremy Doku. Count Doku. Alright, we got on the pinks to 25 with the tie-dyes. Johan Duran. That is Mateus Cunha. Lucas Bergvall, Leandro Trossard. We got Ferdi Kataglu and Marcus Tavernier. We also had on the tie-dye Jeremy Doku. On the whites to 20, Brennan Johnson and Leif Davis. Our patches, here we go. We got Pau Torres, Dominic Solanke, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Amadou Onana, Brennan Johnson, Kobe Mainu, Andre Onana, Rico Lewis, Lenny Yoro, Daichi Kamada, that is Diego Jota, Joshua Xerxes, Jared Branthwaite, and that is numbered, I believe, to 49. 9 out of 49. On the double patches, we had Easy and Guihi. I think that's how you say it. We had that 2 times. They're not numbered. But that's cool, 2 different patches. Dwight McNeil and Jared Branthwaite. That one is for Everton. This one was for Crystal Palace. And then for Tottenham, we had Archie Gray and Lucas Bergwall. Our autos. Jean Bednarik, Victor Moses. We got Chadi Riyad, Dmitry Barbatov. That is Vicaro, Jack Wilshere, Stan Collymore, Danny Murphy. Pitch side signatures. That is Giuliano Belletti. That is Jans Lehman, Emiliano Martinez, Harvey Elliott. That is Gianfranco Zola. We had Didier Drogba for Chelsea. Thierry Henry, Hall of Famer for Arsenal. And Evan Ferguson for Brighton on the redemptions. We had 1 numbered auto. That was Fernando Torres going to Liverpool. That one is to 49. 49. 5 out of 49. And our hits of the break. We had 1 patch auto of Joshua Xerxes to 49 for Man United. We had a honeycomb of Maximilian Kilman. And that goes to the West Ham Hammers. Oh my goodness. Let's do it this way. We had an artistic impressions case hit of Luis Diaz for Liverpool. A visionary of Kaoru Mitoma. And that goes to the Brighton Hove Albanian Seagulls, I guess. I think they are. And this is just sick. Erling Haaland on the stained glass. What a way to finish the break. There you go, my friends. You guys have a great night. Hopefully we can do this one again. I'd like to see my boss get it. But boy, I tell you, it's a pain in the ass to open the packs. So, but guys, have a great night. I will catch you next time. Peace.